Hey, what's going on, guys? Happy New Year's. Question for you. Have you failed your resolution yet? Because most people have. It is right now the 4th of January, and by this time, I think the statistics is like 30% or more of people have already failed their resolutions or already just given up on them. By the 15th, you've got, on the 15th, it's over 90% of people, their resolutions are gone. Right? By the end of January, you're at something like 96 and up percent of people who have totally just given up on the resolutions. And by the end of the year, you're looking at 1% or less that have actually carried through with their resolutions. Why is that? It's because of vision. That's what I want to talk to you about today. So we're actually going to be going into the garage. That's why I'm holding the camera and it's bouncing all over. I hope no one gets seasick or camera sick. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys about vision today because vision is exactly what it takes to build the life that you want. It's not about making resolutions in January or at the end of whatever year because you hate this thing about yourself, you don't like your body weight, you want more money, you want a better job, you want a better relationship, It's not about any of that kind of stuff. What it's about is having a vision for your life and then capitalizing on it and building it throughout your life. So what I want to get into is what does it actually take to have this kind of vision for your life? What does it take to build the life that you want, right? What happens is that we're in the garage for a reason, by the way. There's stuff over here that you can't see. Now, what does having vision mean? Having vision is essentially the ability to see the invisible so that you can do the impossible. And the reason that that's so important is that when people try to have a goal, let's say for fitness and what they want for their body, it's a great goal. They look at pictures of all these fitness models. They look at all this stuff that they want to achieve and they want their stomach to look this way. They want their arms to be this big. They want this, that, and the other. And then they either never make it out of the gate or they fall flat on their face. Well, basically what happens is that when you're going to the gym, it sucks. Sometimes it really sucks going to the gym. Sometimes it is miserable to wake up in the morning to go before your job if that's the only time that you really have to go throughout the day. It sucks not being able to go out with your boys or your girls and eat whatever the hell you want, eat those pizzas, drink the beers, whatever the hell. It sucks, man. Sometimes it does. Because you just want to go out, you want to have a blast, you want to have fun, you want to do this, you want to do that, but you can't. Not when you've got a specific vision for your life, because a vision is a blueprint. And if you saw my other video, the one where I was live at the Cafe Plus, talking about the acorn. Well, the acorn's only this big. I don't have my acorn today, but the acorn's only this big. You got this blueprint for your life. You got these ideas of what it is that you want to achieve. Well, that little acorn's got that giant tree to grow into, right? It's got that blueprint in it. It's got that vision for its life and what it wants. So you have to have this vision for your life as well. But you have to see beyond all these difficulties that are going to come your way, getting up earlier in the morning, not being able to go out and eat whatever you want, not being able to do this, not being able to do that. If you want a fitness goal, that's what you're going to have to do. If you want to own a business, you've got to stop spending money on certain things. You have to learn about investing. You have to, wow, this wind is really crazy. It's freezing in this garage, by the way. You have to learn about finance and about management and about people skills. You have to build your social dynamics, really, to be able to market your business. You need to know your demographics and your target market, all this kind of stuff. That stuff sucks. And this is what people don't realize when they're making these resolutions. These resolutions are great, but if you don't have the vision to see beyond where you're standing, to see that, this little stream that you've been living your life in right now, you're this little droplet, right, in this stream. Well, if you were to somehow get out of that stream, go across the river bank or stream bank, whatever they're called, go through the woods, go through all this harrowing garbage and bullshit, and get to the ocean, you've got a hell of a lot more options to explore and things to see, and I don't know, wildlife, animals, and cool fish. I mean, I don't know. The point is, if you stay in that stream your whole life and you can't see beyond when you're in the forest of where you're going to and what it is that you're trying to achieve, no, you're not going to get there. You know, this is why all these resolutions fall short. People don't have the vision, and then behind the vision, they need to have the motivation to push themselves when things suck, because they're going to. You really have to see the vision of the future. You have to see the payoffs that you're going to get, and you have to keep that stuff in the forefront of your mind. You have to put that stuff in your face instead of just looking at all the negativity and the struggles that you're having, because a lot of people, when they start to have those struggles, or they really want to eat that cake, or they want to, you know, sleep in longer and stuff, they just look at the fact that they're exhausted and they're tired, and they went to bed late last night, and, you know, they already went to the gym a few times this week, so, you know, whatever, and oh God, it would suck so much to be on the treadmill right now, and lifting is going to feel like shit, and they're just staring at this. It's like putting blinders on your face, and it stops you from achieving what you want. So anyways, the reason that I want to come into the garage with you is I want to show you my bike, and the reason behind that is that when I first got this bike, you know, it was a canvas, right? It was something that I looked at and I said, okay, like, I like what it is. You know, I bought it, obviously, but I have these design ideas. I have these thoughts for what it is that I want to make it into. So essentially, it's a vision. Now, to have vision, you need to look not beyond the day, not beyond the week, not beyond the month. Sometimes real vision, you need to look years behind where you're at, beyond where you're at. You need to look so far into the future, so far past all the BS that you're gonna deal with. Because when your vision is like, I just keep going back to the fitness thing because it's easy. When you keep going back to, you know, a month from now, lose 30 pounds or whatever the hell these stupid magazines and crap and diet pills try to tell you that you're gonna achieve. Well, yeah, can it work? Sure. But if you lose 30 pounds in a year, you still haven't failed. You still have to have that vision. So anyways, you've probably seen this bike a few times throughout the history of this channel. If you've been watching like videos, there's little like glimpses of it here and there. But basically, this is what it looks like. And I know that it's crazy dusty and like it's not even together. I mean, half the side of it is on the ground. I've been working on it. Hell, the seat isn't even attached. The seat is here, which I actually made. Anyways, yeah, I think that seat's pretty cool. I don't know how well you can see it on this, but anyways, it's all dusty. It's all messed up. There's wires hanging out. I've been working on things with it and such. But I want to show you the bike because the detail and such that I've worked on this bike has not taken, you know, a few weeks. It's taken years, you know, that I've messed with things and changed it. I mean, even the exhaust itself, which I have like no room against the wall right now. Even just the exhaust itself, you know, that I built myself, took out the baffles and such, drilled these through. I mean, these are attached. These aren't going anywhere. You know, I mean, I could probably pull this off and like, I don't know, get a medieval weapon going with somebody. But you know, working on the bike and, you know, doing the different paint job stuff, putting the different stickers in certain places, you know, putting studs and spikes and wiring things through. I mean, wow, that is really, really dusty. Yes, it is. This seat itself used to have something, a huge decal that I had superimposed onto this, and I ended up taking off. You know, I mean, the LED lights, the tank, all the studs, the spikes, stuff that's colored in. I mean, even just the front area with how it looks. I mean, I'm not saying this is like your flavor, but I've gotten into so many areas on this bike, and you know, I really should have pulled this out and had some light, but whatever. I'll do another video about that sometime. You know, and working on this, it's kind of like I had to look at what I had and what I wanted to design, and I had to work towards it to make it happen. You know, I mean, this sure as hell didn't just show up. and there was a ton of stuff that I did. I mean, hell, even, I can't see it there, hold on. I'm like pinched against the wall. It's faded right now, but if you look real close, I paint the tires each year. This will be like a deep blue on this side, then these are red on this side. These are Angel, I think they're Angel GT tires, and then red and blue alternates coming down. And I do up the whole bike, and it ends up looking pretty gnarly by the time that I'm finished up with it. I mean, the detail is incredible, even though it's freaking, like I said, dusty. But I'm not sharing this with you to come across as all awesome, badass, whatever the fuck. It's more along the lines that I don't know. Can I sit here? Maybe. I got the quad. I don't know if it's gonna work. The thing is that I'm not sharing this to come across the wrong way or to get anybody thinking I'm trying to show you my shit and I'm so cool, I'm so awesome, or whatever.
Some jobs, I got tattoos and I'm so cool.
It's more along the lines that I'm trying to point out that this kind of thing does not just, I guess that's kind of good. You're balancing on a helmet right now, so hopefully you don't fall because the helmet's under you, it's not on you, I mean, the point is that this doesn't just show up, and this is just my bike, right? There's been so many other things in my life that I've worked on, that I've done, that took a ton of vision to pull off. And that is what everybody has to have for their lives. When you don't have vision for your life, what ends up happening is that you flounder. You're gonna make it through life, you're gonna survive, you're gonna be stable, quote unquote. But a lot of times you're gonna have these midlife crises. You're gonna have these times where you just look around and you're just what the hell am I doing, right? I mean, there was a time when I didn't have as much vision as I had and as much discipline as I have nowadays. And that is basically where my business came from, right? I just followed the money. You wanna make $10,000? I can make $10,000 in a month. You want to make $100,000, you got to set your goal for that. I plan on being a millionaire within 5 years because all I wanted for my life at that time was to have a ton of money and be able to buy whatever I wanted, go wherever, go to the bar and just drop hundreds of dollars. Friends of mine would be at the bar that hadn't seen me in a while. I'd be talking to them and the waitress would come over and stuff and they would have a big group of people and I would just be like, yeah, what are you guys drinking? They'd say whatever and I'd be like, yeah, let's do a shot of Jack or something like that, right? So she would go to get a shot and they'd be like, oh man, that's really cool. And then someone else would be nearby. I'm like, you want something too? Whatever. And I just buy the whole freaking thing or whatever. And I remember there was there was one specific time I bought 64 shots. Just fuck it. Why not? Yeah, just throw it on the card. I'm good. Because I didn't have this really clear vision for what I wanted. I was just I just want a lot of money to be able to blow on, whatever it is that I want to be able to do. So what I used to do is Martin Luther King's, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the next step. Well, what I used to do and how the business came to be is that I started fixing Xboxes, because mine broke, and then that developed into I made business cards, and then when the business cards were there, I passed them out to people. And then I had a little folding table in my downstairs. That's the beginning of my business. Then I worked on the pool table. Then I had a garage that I worked out of it at my condo. And then I started renting from this guy, storefront space, and then I took over the whole storefront, so it was just one step after another. But because I didn't have that vision, I didn't have the true idea of what it was that I wanted to achieve, I built a life that was like, guys, it was like golden handcuffs, right? I was making a lot of money. I think the last year and I know gross profit isn't anything big, but we grossed like $250,000. Well, or at least we were going to by the end of the year. And it was just like, I was looking around, I was like, this is nothing that I want.
Flash. So the Adobe Flash where it pops up on the Internet Explorer. It's like, you need your shit updated. No? Yeah, I showed her that. She's like, I did that. She's like, I clicked.
Right.
And then she was like, uh-oh. And I said, well, there you go. I was like, so that you know that it's not our fault, that
See what happens when you don't show up last week?
Exactly. You know what I mean? And I had, if you watch the other video, I had, at this point, became like really unstable in a lot of ways, and I lost control of the business. But the thing was that because I didn't have a clear vision for what I wanted for my life, I ended up being the head of this company that we were working with over 70 companies across Connecticut. And I had 10 employees, a ton of stress. It was this whole life that I didn't really want. I can't stand technology. And that's exactly what it was.
I was a computer guy, but I hate fucking technology.
Technology is a great tool and stuff, but I like to actually live. I like to go out. I like to see places. I want to travel. And now, having gone through that, I have this vision for what I want in my life, and I'm working towards it. And that vision I apply to everything, whether it's the bike, what I want it to look like, or what it is that I want to do, like with the stunt scene and the motorcycles and stuff that I do, like off of this channel, with my body. Like when I was working on this bike, there's this one part where I'm bent over, and you can just see how big my stomach was at one point, and I was just like, I gotta fix this, So I got a better vision for what I wanted for my body, and then I started working towards that, and now, I look a hell of a lot differently body-wise. Even my tattoos, I picked them for specific reasons. I drew them all out on this piece of paper that I had when I was 20 years old and such. And I was like, I want them placed here, I want this, I want that. And there's a whole reason behind my tattoos and what they say and what it means to me and all that. I didn't just go and be like, I want butterfly. Actually choose what it is that you want. And it's the same thing with this YouTube channel. I'm not making any money off this. I've made $7, I think.
Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain.
Since I've started up this YouTube channel 10 months ago or whatever it is. But it's I have a vision for what I want the YouTube channel to be, and I'm working towards it. There's so many things in my life right now they're really just visions. I've got the movie that I'm looking to produce, which is basically, I'm not going to say it's dead in the water, but I don't have time to work on it right now. I've got the book that I'm writing, which I am actively writing. I've got the YouTube channel that I'm working on. I've got the life coaching that I do. I've got the fitness gym that I'm working with. I have the motivational speaking that I'm doing. I'm all over the place and stuff, but I have a different vision for each piece that I want to assemble in my life. It's like Legos, but you have to know what is the end result you want to get. But beyond that end result, you also need to be able to adjust the blueprint. If you don't adjust the blueprint, this is when you're working towards something, and you look around, and it's similar to when you look around and you never had a blueprint, but you look around and you go, this is not at all what I envisioned for my life, and I don't want this. And a lot of people at that time, when they look around and they've had that experience, they just go, well, it's over. What am I gonna do? My wife left me, or this, that, and the other. It's for example, relationships, right? I need a very specific kind of woman to be involved with. So therefore, I don't waste my time being involved with someone who's not a match for me. Like, I promise you, and if you talk to anybody who has tried to do this, they're probably going to agree with me. It is so much better to be single and self-driven than to be involved with somebody who is not a match for you. So much energy, so much effort goes into making this relationship work, whereas that could be applied to building your own life, to making yourself into the greatest version of yourself that you can be, the best version of yourself. And meanwhile, you're putting all that energy into trying to build something that's basically broken. And you're going to have stress from this. You're not going to be supported properly. It's going to take away from the life that you want. And I mean, you know, do I like being single? No, not necessarily. I mean, does it suck sometimes? Yeah. But I would rather build towards what I'm looking for. But see, I had to adjust that blueprint. I mean, if you go back, I was basically engaged to this girl, and we had been together for several years, but she was such an incongruent match for me. I had to adjust my blueprint. When things fell apart with me and her, did I just sit down and be like, oh, well, it's over, you know, all women are bitches, all this, that, and the other, and you know, just put this total block on, you know, being open to finding somebody else? No. Because I had to just adjust the blueprint and be like, okay, this is what I liked from here, this is what I like from here, this is the person who's really going to work with me. And when I find her, then that's how it will work. But you have to have that vision, because if you're just going with whoever comes your way and you're just wasting time with whoever comes your way, it's similar to, like, if I'm involved with somebody who is going to be watching, you know, sitcoms all day or something like that, we're just not going to work. Like, the kind of mental way of thinking about things for somebody who's going to be partaking in that kinds of stuff, and to me, wasting their lives watching other people live their lives, it's just not going to work for me. You know, I need someone who pushes me to be more driven, pushes me, motivates me, you know, supportive, this, that, and the other. But in the meantime, I'll do it for myself. So for people like making these New Year's resolutions about these relationships and such, and, you know, they're going to find someone this year and they're going to do this and they're going to do that, you need to have a clear-cut goal of who is the person that you actually want to find. So the point is, you have to have this vision. You have to be able to see it. It has to be tangible. If you ever want to bring anything into the physical reality, you have to be able to see it before you physically start it, right? If you can't see it, it's never going to show up. You can't just go through life just going after the next shiny thing, going after this, that, and the other, because you have no boundaries. You have nothing that you've set up around you to be able to know, okay, this is good for me, this is going to get me closer to what I want, this is going to get me further. Sitting down with a pad and a pen and just taking the time to actually write out whatever it is that you want. Like, for example, what is the end result for the life that you want? What is it that you want to be able to lay on your deathbed or you know, whatever happens, and look back and be like, you know what? I'm happy with this. I really achieved what it is that I wanted. What is it going to take for you to be there? Like, these are the kind of things that you need to think about. Not New Year's resolutions. Those are ridiculous. All right? New life resolutions. Why don't you think of it like that? And write down what it's going to take for you to feel fulfilled. You know, and don't always go external and say, you know, I need, I don't know, $200 million or whatever, and that's going to make me feel secure at night. You want to do things that are internal as well. How do you want to feel, and what makes you feel that way, you know? You have to write all this kinds of stuff down. Like, for me personally, I want to be able to travel the world. I want to be able to make these YouTube videos, share my ideas, share motivation and such, and different ways of thinking with the world, while I get to travel around, you know, do some speaking events. I want to be able to have enough money that this wind is crazy. I don't know if you can hear this or not, but like the garage door is going like this. I want to be able to have enough money to do whatever I want. I want to be able to head to Hawaii tonight if I decide I want to go to Hawaii, And I want to still be able to make my business from there, coach people, and be able to have people achieve their dreams, around the world. I mean, I'm starting with America, but, this is what I want for me. I want a good girl by my side, and I want to be able to travel and have a blast, And I have this written out basically. And so I look at the decisions that I'm making and I go, okay, how do I get there? And that's where the vision comes in. Like I said before, if you can see the invisible, you can do the impossible. A lot of people find that kind of a life impossible, but it's not. It's like, I gotta be honest, guys. There was a video where somebody shot me a question, not even a question, just a comment. It was my video about how to find your passion in life. And I had made a comment at the end where I said, I don't care what it is that you want to do, just do it and try to monetize it and whatnot. And it's much deeper than that. But I talked about, if you like doing burnouts, that there's actually a market for doing burnouts. And the kid made a mention to me. He's like, yeah, if I could make money doing burnouts, that's what I would do. But it's fucking ridiculous. Or he said something like that. And no, there is actually a market for that. If you go online, you can find beatboxers, people who make noises with their mouth. You can find beatboxers who are making money doing that. There's some people in there's this one amazing guy. He performs on the streets of New York, but he's getting his name out there. He's got his YouTube channel. He's got all this kind of stuff going, and someone's probably going to pick that up. Can you make noises with your mouth? Do you like doing that? It doesn't matter if it sounds absurd to some people. If you want to do that, then do it. It's really as simple as that. It doesn't matter if everybody thinks that it's absolutely the dumbest thing in the world. Think of the name Yahoo for Yahoo Mail. I think that's the dumbest name in the world. Well, they're doing a hell of a lot better than I am. So, they're probably doing something right. It doesn't matter. Just pursue what it is you want. You want to do burnouts and make a living out of it? I guarantee there's a way to do it. You want to make noises with your mouth? And fuck it, I'll make noises with my mouth. Let me. I don't know, maybe I should do that instead. So anyways, guys, I appreciate you watching. I just realized how dark it is in here, half my face is shrouded. But I appreciate you watching. I hope some of this helps you out. You want to have a vision for your life, not just a thought of, oh, I want to change this for myself. You want to actually have that vision and cultivate it and bring it to fruition. If you like this kind of stuff, like the video, subscribe. I got a lot of stuff coming out. That book that I was talking about, I'm actually going to be sharing a chapter from it probably in the next few weeks, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and I hope this helps you out. Talk to you soon. That's so freaking ridiculous.